me, Courtney, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are finally going to be talking about the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop Blurring Skin Tint. As you guys know, we moved and all of that stuff, so this stuff has been sort of sitting a little bit. Now, I have been using it here and there. I've used it with the brush, and I'm not really fond of a brush, so we're not going to do that today. And I've used it with the sponge, which I do like the sponge, but I think today I want to try my hands. This product is sort of marketed as a product you can kind of rub in with your hands and make it like really, really natural and stuff like that. So I'm going to try that today. So if that does sound like something that you're interested in, a wear test, the application, all that great stuff, then please continue to watch. Today's real chill. I'm just gonna be at home reading, editing, drinking coffee. That's about it. So to let you guys know, I did go in with my Nars Pore and Shine Control Primer. That's just the primer I've been rocking with the most. It's on the top of my desk. I've just been using it with everything. However, this foundation is on like the dewier side of things. So maybe if you have oily skin, I would recommend using more of a mattifying, like super mattifying primer. This is what the actual packaging looks like. Each bottle is gonna be $29.50 for 1.08 ounces. So you do get a little bit more. It does come in a plastic bottle. It's not glass or anything, and it's a regular squeeze tube foundation. Now, it does come in 25 shades. I had a hard time really being able to pick out my shades simply because 16 through 20 has been sold out since the foundation released. Even now when I go in Sephora, 17, 18, 19, and 20 are still sold out. So there's that. I did manage to pick up 16 and 19, which I'm gonna swatch for you guys. This one is 16. This shade is medium with neutral olive undertones. I like the depth of it, and I like that there's like brown in it, not necessarily like stark yellow or stark orange. There's some brown in there. However, the olive does pull on my skin, so it does end up making my skin look a little greener, a little grayer in some areas. And then I was able to pick up the shade 19. This color is described as medium deep with a warm undertone. This is something that I actually go for more so. The problem with this one is that it is more so in the medium deep category, which then makes this foundation a little deeper than I would like it to be. Now, with that being said, I do feel like the shade 18, which is medium deep with warm yellow undertones, would have been perfect. But again, they're sold out on that one. And now I can make both of these foundation shades work, but they are both slightly off. So what it says that it is a lightweight, buildable, light to medium coverage skin tint that leaves skin looking blurred and smooth in flexible shades for all. Today we're gonna go in with the shade 19. We're gonna tap it like such. Other time that I've used this foundation with my sponge doesn't get a dry down. It still feels really tacky, whereas with my hands it does not. It feels like it's dry, like it dried down. Like, that's pretty dope. And I still got a little bit of glow to the skin. Like, you can still see my skincare. You can still see a little bit of glow underneath it without it being too much. And as far as the actual coverage goes, you can still definitely see my skin through it. You can definitely see my moles and stuff like that. It's really supposed to just make it an even canvas sort of thing. It does blur the pores a little bit, but you can definitely see your skin still peeking through in a nice way. It does feel lightweight. So I'm gonna go in with the light concealer. I'm gonna go in with everything a little bit lighter than usual, and we can see how it lasts throughout the day and all that great stuff. So I will be back after I do that, and then we can talk. Alright guys, so this is the look that we are going to be rocking today. Aside from my lashes continuously coming up in that center right there, it's bugging the crap out of me. Aside from that, everything looks really, really good. Everything that's on my face will be listed in the description box below if you are curious. The only thing that I put on top of everything was the Milani Make It Last setting spray. I didn't use any additional powders or anything because, as I mentioned, using the hands does sort of dry it down a little bit more than it dries down with like a sponge or a brush or anything, which is interesting. But I do like the application with the hands for sure. I'm gonna show you guys a clip of me using just like a regular wet sponge and what that looks like, and how it's a little bit more dewy. It's a little bit more juicy skin almost. This is the first time I use my hands, and I'm like, oh, okay. So then you really do get a different look using your hands, and I'm here for it. All right, so that being said, it is now 12:17. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, and I will see you guys in the next 2 to 3 hours. Alright guys, so this is what we're looking at about the 3-hour mark. It is now 3:16. You can see the oil starting to peek through. I'm still not completely like just disappointed in the way my face looks for sure. Like, it still looks really good. However, if I do look up close, I am super oily in the crevices right here. The tip of my nose in general, like, I could rub that just right off. It's breaking down around the nose for sure. And I can basically like feel this a little bit more than I did when I first put it on. Eyelashes are still doing the same thing they were doing before. I still don't feel like it's the worst look ever. Definitely if you're gonna be wearing a mask, I would set this with a powder or something like that so that it doesn't rub off when the mask is easy. I usually don't do this, but I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Soft Matte Powder Foundation and sort of try to blend everything in again together. That's what we're looking like now with a little bit of a touch-up. To me, it still looks fairly decent. So if you are somebody that likes to touch up during the day, this is one of those tinted moisturizer situations you can definitely do that with. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go about the rest of my day. We'll do another 2 to 3 hour check. I'm about to take these lashes off, like for real. I'm gonna come back in about 2 to 3 hours again so we can see what it looks like and see if it gets oily again, see if it just keeps repeating the process, and we'll see what we're looking like then. All right, guys, we are back and this is what the face is looking like. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize now if you hear a bunch of noise in the background. I try to pick times where like my family's not being loud and rude and whatnot, and tonight's just not one of those nights. So for the record, it is now 9/11. So we've had this foundation on for quite a while and I am completely ready to take it off. Now, looking at the skin right now, it's not looking too bad. It's not like the worst thing in the world. You can definitely see my pores peeking through a little bit on both sides. The breakdown that was happening on my nose just continued to progressively just break down more and more. I got oily again on the forehead, oily again down here, oily again just everywhere. Even though I do feel like it doesn't look bad with the oils and stuff, I do feel like I can feel this all over again. I'm gonna show you guys a clip of me wearing the shade 16, and I did try it with a few different products, and then I'm gonna show you what that looks like at the end of the day. And then I also want to show you guys a clip of me using 19 where I did build up the tint a little bit more. I was trying to see like exactly how buildable it can get. I also used a little bit more of a fuller coverage concealer so you guys can see what that looks like as well. And I'm gonna show you that at the end of the day. Both days that I'm showing you, I believe I had the foundation on for about 6 to 8 hours, something like that. For that amount of time, it doesn't look the worst, and even today, it doesn't look horrible. I just feel like when those oils do start peeking through, it does feel gross. It feels icky. So I would actually recommend this foundation if you don't mind wearing like this kind of skin tint for only like 2 or 3 hours. Other than that, I feel like you're gonna start wanting to like wash it off your face. That being said, I do feel like this foundation and skin tints in general are really great for people that have really good skin already. This is one of those foundation skin tint situations that'll really work for you if you're not really worried about covering blemishes and doing all of that extra stuff. You can do a light layer, and if you want to just kind of tap in a little bit of concealer just to go for a more natural look, I think this foundation is great for that. Or even if you're somebody that likes to do like those, what is it, like the fake freckles? This will look really cute with that as well. It works for what it is, and it does everything that it claims to do. I typically don't do no makeup looks. Like, even when I try to, I still end up doing like a full face. So again, this just isn't quite my zhuzh. But if you're somebody that wants like really light coverage, you already have really good skin, you just need a little bit of something, I think this is definitely for you. Especially if you don't mind it not being like the longest wearing, and you don't mind your oils peeking through, and maybe you also don't mind feeling it a little bit, you know what I mean? All right guys, I think that about does it for me. Hopefully this video was helpful, informative, all that great stuff. If so, please give me a thumbs up. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video if it's in your heart to do so, and I will see you guys in the next one.